He back. It's wartime. Pain on my face, it's time to gear up. I hear they talking fly about my king, it's time to live up. They done woke up a lion, ain't no stopping when I'm stepping. It's too late now, it's rapping in my jeans, no need for guessing. You flexing, while we repping that Elohim to the fullest. Loaded clip, man, we shoot from the hip, I dare you to pull it. These bullets is encrypted with scripture, call it the truth. That'll kill a lie in a second, but it's meant to say to you. You see the murder they committing in the booth. These musical crime lords with no verifiable proof, they sterilizing the youth. You throw your life away, give all of your time away if they verify you with blue checks.
Welcome to another episode of Men Can We Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Ray.
And I'm your host, Andrea Maccabee.
And this is episode 10 of Men Can We Talk. And listen, y'all, we ready to get into this thing, man. You know, we got a little something we want to talk about today, you know. Really good topic, I think, that's very important to men. I think it's very important to men and women in the same. But, you know, we talking about this thing from a man's perspective. So I know y'all gonna really, y'all gonna like this one. And it's been going around on social media. So, you know, I just thought, you know, it's just a good thing for us to hit this topic real quick. In a later episode of this, we're gonna invite our wives into the conversation. If that's something that they want to do, we've extended the invitations. And we'll just wait until they're ready to do that. But in the meantime, we're gonna get it in.
That's what we gonna do.
That's what we gonna do. But before we start, y'all go to the YouTube page.
Facts.
Go to Men Can We Talk Podcast on YouTube and subscribe. Watch the other videos. Like the other videos. Share the other videos. Comment on the videos. Do something, man. I mean, we just need a little bit of help from y'all, man. Just a little small, little tad bit of help. You know, it goes a long way for us. And that's something that we're asking from y'all. Mm-hmm. We definitely want to get into this topic right here. We missing our brother, Jay King, on this one because he say this ain't something that he want to discuss like that. So you know, he gonna sit this one out. You know, but when our brother, y'all know when our brother here, he gonna go off. So you know, we love you, my boy, for real. But yeah, man. So let's
get into it. Man.
Let's get into it.
So the topic is: how often should married couples have sex?
And there's on this viral post that's going around, the guy asked that question, and at the end of it, he said, I think one time a month is perfectly fine.
Being sarcastic. It's like crazy. Bananas.
So that's what that's the question that we're dealing with today. And the reason why I think this is a good topic to discuss is because I think at times we say like stuff like, oh, it ain't really that important, or people try to gloss over it and make it like it ain't really anything, or it's not a big deal. But I say the opposite. I think it's a very big deal.
Yeah,
and I think
it can break marriages up.
Man, I think a whole bunch of them break up because of this type of topic right here.
A lack of release.
Exactly. And so when I heard old boy say, when I saw that, he like the one time a month. So I shared the post on Facebook, and my comment along with it was, sometimes married life be feeling like this. And the reason I say that is because honestly it do. Like sometimes it really, really, really feels like, you know, I've been married for 10 years now. And as the years go on, you know, we got 3 kids now. They're 9, 6, and 5. And, you know, the kids are in school. They got extracurricular activities. We both work. You know, we just got a lot of stuff that's going on daily. You know, I got this podcast. I was in school for 2.5 years, just finished school in December. So it's just a lot of stuff that be going on. That's just in my house. So I know other people got all type of other things that they have going on in their homes. And sometimes it feels like, you know, you look up and it done been a week.
Yeah, because you be that rat race, man. You get caught in that hamster wheel and work, busy doing whatever. Like you say, you get podcasts, you got other different things you may be doing here and there, and that time for you and the spouse is missing. You know, me and my wife just went through a little stretch where I work nights, and then on my off days I've been working nights some more.
Yeah, that's where I've been.
And last weekend, boy, she like, hey, my bed is cold. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. and that's a real thing. It's like people. Now, how you feel about this? So, I was talking with a few of the people on when I posted it on Facebook. I was talking with a few of the people about it, and this one woman made the comment. She said that I guess right now she's single, and I'm guessing from what she's saying she's celibate, and she was just like, you know, when that time does come and I do have my own person, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. What she say? I think like a couple times a day or something like that. She was like, you know, I'm gonna need it night and that morning and all this stuff. And I'm like, I mean, that sounds fine now. It does sound really good, but I think in reality,
if you listen, let me say this. a real adult is not morning, noon, and night.
Ain't no way.
Because if you morning, noon, and night, how you making your money?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
That's cap. That's extra cap. So I did do a little research. I ain't doing a lot. Per USA Today, once a week is a common baseline, experts say. That statistic depends slightly on age. 40 and 50-year-olds tend to fall around that baseline, while 20 to 30-year-olds tend to average around twice a week. And this was posted February 7th, 2020, out of USA Today.
I agree with that. Like, cause what, you know, I came home, I talked with my wife about it, and she was like, well, how you feel about it? I'm like, I mean, if I'm honest, I think 2 times a week. Cause I mean, if you look at it, you got 4 weeks in the month. One of them months she gonna be, one of the weeks she out of commission.
Yeah, you out of commission.
So you basically got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So if it's once a week, that's like 3 times a month, which a lot of times that's what it be. In all honesty, it be about 3, maybe 4 times a month, which for me, at times that's not enough. You know, I would say 5 to 6 times a month.
That'll pull you in that twice a week
category. I agree with that.
And that's what I was thinking, like twice a week, you know, this is how I look at it. If it was a schedule, you're going to get it somewhere around that mid-week range, that Wednesday, Thursday, because all during the week, that first part of the week is hectic, and that mid part of the week, honestly, that's when the tension is boiled up a little bit. You want to release, and usually that don't be that banger. That'd be that. All right, we just need to and move on. That's that little quick joint. That $5 at Pump 2. but then come the weekend, when you really want to spend some time and enjoy, that's when you have that real thing, and that's that one that may last a little longer. That one you really get it in. So, yeah, I think twice a week. If you're doing it more than twice a week, man, salute to you. I don't know if it can. That's a rough situation, you know, when you really working every night.
Bruh, it's when I was, 10 years ago, when I was 22, 21, I'm a jit.
Even then.
But even then, that still would be crazy. But back then, I would have been willing to try. I'm trying to get it. But like, who I am right now, with everything I got going on in my life, bro, there'd be times when my wife get home from work. Listen, baby, I'm finna go in this room. I'm finna go to sleep, bro. Please handle them. I'm finna go get in the bed, and I ain't trying to talk. I just sometimes I ain't even got to say it. I just go in there and I find myself waking up. It's 11. I'm like, I fell asleep.
Listen, man, it be like that. I remember, man, me and my wife, the first cruise we went on, like, we really be busy. So sometimes you don't realize how busy you are. So we get on this cruise, and there was a 3-day boy. And we didn't eat dinner the first 2 nights. We ain't eat dinner till the last night because every night, every day, we go in and take a nap. We wake up, it's 11 o'clock. We done missed dinner and everything. And for the first 2 nights, the first night, we ain't do nothing. We slept probably the whole day.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it was a test. And I was like, boy, we just be running. We don't stop. We don't stop. When you got them, like I got my youngest daughter. She do football cheer, basketball cheer, play basketball, run track. All week long, I'm picking her up, taking her head, picking her up, taking her all week long. Plus, I work nights. So when I get home in the morning time, I'm trying to get me a little shut eye. Got a grandbaby at the crib. All this joint. And then before I know it, like, come 3 o'clock, when them kids coming in the house, I just be feeling like a zombie sometimes, man. And then to lay down at night talking about some hunching.
No. But so how you feel about this? So like, this something that I just came to this realization, I would say a few weeks back. Cause over the years, one thing, like people be like, well, this is one of my theories. I say women hold the key. They hold the keys to sex.
Facts.
Like, that's just like women. Sometimes I don't be understanding how women be like, oh, I ain't had no sex. Like, I'm like, come on, cause like you ain't had no sex. Like my wife know. Like I made a joke on my Facebook post. Like, we ready even when we ain't ready.
Facts.
Like all you have to do. I mean, we might be tired now. You come in and you poke that bill.
What's up?
All right, now we gonna get right. But like for them, all they have to do is say, hey, my wife just send a text. Hey, listen, tonight. And you ain't got to ask no more. You ain't got to say no more.
I be dead time. I'm gonna get some energy then.
All right. Well, I'm gonna find a way, or I'm gonna make a way out of no way.
But if she don't make that start,
all right,
I'm tired.
All right.
And that's just how it is. Like when my wife, right? One of the things is we don't like doing the time because it ain't good. One of us gonna either tap out or just ain't gonna put in the full effort. So a lot of times we don't even like doing it that way.
I got a question about that.
All right, so like you say, women hold the key. It could be times where I ain't that tired and she tired. If I tap on her and I'm tired, then it's a no. She may just be like, I'm tired, but you still can. I don't want to do it like that.
See, that's my question. Because see, my wife, she brought this up to me because and most men that I talk to always say the same thing. Like I call it sympathy sex. I don't want no sympathy sex. I don't want it just because, because you want it, let me get. I don't want that. And I told my wife straight up one time, I was just like, I know your body.
Right.
I know when you in it and when you ain't.
Right.
You ain't got to tell me. You can't fake that. Like ain't no faking with that.
Right.
And so if you don't want it, then I just don't want that then. And she was like, well, you say you want it, and I'm just trying to meet your needs. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want that. Years ago I said that. Mm-hmm. Man, I came to a realization a couple of weeks ago, bro. I
you better take it when you can.
Something you got to, bro. Like real talk, because and the reason I say that because so I was reading the book. Me and my wife been going through a lot, in the last year, and I had started reading this book called The Love Dare, and a part of that, basically like a 40-day challenge where you do certain things every day, and one of the days it talked about parasites. Things that suck the life out of your marriage, and some of those things that they named were, porn and stuff of that, like that whole topic. And so I'm like, that's something I honestly deal with, bro, because I feel like, and I told my wife this months ago. Also, I was just like, I would rather watch porn and do what I got to do rather than bother you sometimes. Because but then it's like I feel like I'm meeting the need, but it's like at the end of the day I know I shouldn't be doing it for one. So it's bothering me mentally, it's bothering me spiritually. But I feel like I don't want to mess with my wife because she this and that. But I'm not even giving her the opportunity to meet my need. And then that night when I told her that, she was like, well, Shad, for years ago, you told me you don't even want it if I don't want it. So I was trying to meet your needs, and it hit me in that moment. I was like, I ain't got no comeback for that. Because I did tell her that. I did. And it's like my wife was willing to compromise and say, you know what, I'm really not into it, but for you, I'll do that. If that's what you really need.
Well, listen. Now let me tell you. We're going to touch on this porn subject for one second. And I'm only going to speak for me.
Yeah, straight up.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's not that I never done it. I can't do it because he get me in trouble with the Most High.
Yeah.
For probably the past, about 4 years, maybe 5 years, if I've done that, dog, that week, something crazy happened. Something is some kind of strife with either my wife or the kids doing something stupid. And so I came to the realization, like, boy, you're getting punished.
Yeah.
Every time you do that, you're getting in trouble.
For real.
And I was like, I can't do it. And so now, when I had those urges where like I think about that and be like, oh no, I ain't got time to deal with the foolery. And so I realized that thing get me in trouble. So now I just be like, I'd rather not do nothing at all than fool with that. Because that, man, you opening up some gateways you ain't supposed to be getting into, man. Well, we don't realize how spiritual sex is, regardless whether it's with your spouse or you out here, doing your thing. Sex becomes very, very spiritual. You are entering into somebody's soul. Like you doing what you were created to do. You at least practicing it. You created to reproduce. So that means you making a living being. So that means spirits got to cross when you're doing that. And when you start engaging in mind tricks,
man, bro,
because that's what you're doing when you watch porn. You engaging in mind tricks. I don't care how much you say you thinking about your wife or a woman is thinking about her husband or even their mate when they're watching this. That visual, that person or them people or how whatever you get down with is what you're opening yourself to. And so you letting a lust demon is horrible.
Man, bro, listen. You gotta tell me.
A lust demon is horrible, man. That is one of the worst things you can deal with because that brings on all kinds of perversion, man. You opening up doors. You making yourself susceptible to some of the most wicked things ever, man. This is how you get pedophilia. This is how you get homosexuality because it becomes promiscuous. You become curious. What would this be like? What would that be like? You know, it's okay to be freaky with your spouse, but when you start opening up that gateway of curiosity, man, shit.
Man, we had a talk. I talked to my wife the other night, bro. I was just telling her like this struggle, dog, and I'm just like, I was just like, you know, I know what I said some years ago and all that, but I'm like, I no longer feel like that no more because, like, I would tell, like, I try to make it like you know, I ain't getting it this amount of times or whatever, and I'm just gonna substitute it with this, and I'm like, bro, that junk is literally bothers me like, bro, it's been bothering me like this never has ever in my life, bro, and I'm just like, I feel like I gotta stop doing that, and I gotta get to the point to where I'm just like I can't be like, oh well, you know, I can't be choosing like, oh well, you know, if you ain't gonna be feeling like this, not boy, if your wife is trying to meet your need,
let her meet it.
Let her meet that. Like what kind of? It's like, I think that's like my next step of becoming like more of a man, like a man, like really just because more than anything, it's ego. Like when I really started, I was contemplating on that thing hard, bro, and I'm just like, bro, that's just ego, bro. That's pride. Like, oh shoot, she acting like she don't want. Like, man, that woman might just be tired, bro.
That's real. That's all it is. That's all it be. Man, even like, all right. So I know all couples probably got a lazy position. So we got our lazy position. That lazy position never end up being lazy though.
You straight up, bro.
Cause once you get in, it's like, oh, I gotta get this thing now. So, and even so, back to the point of her being tired. She may be tired once you get in it, but once you start, it's just like warming that car engine up. Come up, get the moving now. Time to work.
And she did mention that to me once before. She was like, you know, I might be tired, but it's like once we start, you know, I might want to do it, and I'm just like, no, like I don't, you know, I just
that's pride, man.
Just really walking in that pride and not letting that ego go, man. It's like, you know, one of the guys on the post had mentioned he brought that up, and I was like, I knew that was gonna come up with somebody, and I kind of hit on it with him, and I'm just like, you know, I'm learning now to accept that. You know, I think that's something that we have to learn, you know, because every man that I talk with about that subject, everybody say the same thing, like, boy, you feel like that too? I'm like, shoot, first, I thought I was the only person that felt like that. You know, but obviously that's something that a lot of men feel when it comes to their relationships, you know, with their women. And I'm just like, bro, that's a dangerous place to be in, you know. And I'm now just noticing this stuff, you know, I'm 10 years in, and I'm just like, boy, I done been making some real mistakes over the years. Like, this right here is one of them things that I gotta correct. Like, and I just had to tell my wife the other night, like, literally, like, man, listen, I know what I said, but I want to retract that statement now because, like, real talk, I have to, and I gotta let it be known that, you know, I can't be feeling like that, and I have to understand it from yours. I just had to tell her, I mean, I do appreciate that. You know, now looking back, like, my wife she straight up told me, you know, if it's for you, I'll do that. And out of the pride, you know, I just say, nah, I'm good. I don't want that. And that type of stuff right there can lead to the porn or to other women. Like, and that's just the truth, bro.
Yeah, like, that's bottom line, yeah.
Man, and it's a dangerous thing, man. You know, and now it's like you gotta, I feel like I'm going through a point now where I'm like trying to come out of that. And it's a hard thing, bro. Honestly, it's a very difficult thing.
Listen, you ain't gotta, man, any man who's ever dabbled in it and dabbled in it strong, let me say that, put some kind of relied on it, you know, where it become part of a routine.
That's real.
It's a hard thing to break. It is, man. I know guys older than me who struggle with it right now to this day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just gotta get to the point. As men, we gotta be able to say, we gotta do what the Bible said, man. Love the woman of our youth.
All right.
Love that woman of your youth, and man, that well don't run dry.
That's real.
It don't run dry. You just don't be scared to go prime that joker up. That's real. That's the truth, man. We got
that's putting that pride down, bro. It all come back to pride, you know, because we don't want to feel like, oh, I'm working. I gotta work for this.
It just hit me. Listen, right? We be watching them porns, and we think our women don't like them women in the porns.
All right.
You ain't
straight up.
You ready on go all the time.
It ain't like that, bro.
And that ain't real life.
I jump fake, man.
That ain't real life. You got it. Hey, my wife said something to me earlier. She said, and this is something you know as a kid, you know, all people know. Anything worth having is work. You got to work for it. And so
we don't want to work. We
don't want to work. And we don't want to work for the smallest things. And having intimacy with your wife, as small as we think it is, it's a big thing. And we don't want to work in that aspect. We want to just be like, already you ready, let's do it.
It's funny, some months ago, we, you know, periodically, me and my wife, we have these conversations. And she told me one day straight up, she said, it ain't the fact that I don't be wanting to do it, Sean. Like, I be horny too. But there's, for women, like for men, it's like y'all are more physical. Y'all see something, y'all want to do it. For us, for women, it's a security thing.
Psychological.
You know, it's in here, you know, like, where am I in life? You know, what we got going on. And it's like we've been going through it financially, all type of stuff. So it's like, she like, you know, sometimes I ain't thinking about sex. Like, I'm thinking about,
how we gonna get here to A to B. And
I'm, in my mind, it's like, yeah, we going through all that stuff. And for me, sex would help me to deal with that. You know, because for us as men, that's a stress reliever. It's something that would help me to ease that. And I can think a little better now. I can think a little straight, like, okay, all right, I got that out of the way. Now let me start to try to put these things in place. But it's like, I gotta understand from her situation, it's like, we got all these different things going on. You know, we've been going through it in the marriage, going through financial, all these different things. It's like, yeah, that woman probably ain't thinking about, like,
she ain't on that
right now, bro. So if you want that, go back to putting in the work.
Yep.
Put that work in, bro.
Listen, every time, I'm gonna tell you what get mine going when she see me doing work around the house.
Yeah, all right.
Like all that cutting the grass, like planting in the garden or something. Oh, you did that? Okay. You hungry? Hey. Like, oh, you know, those as men, you know, that's our primer. That's how we prime that well, man. We gotta do what we supposed to be doing. It's
Go
easy.
back. Microwave.
Yeah.
Microwave, bro.
It's easy to walk around like you're doing something. But you can, man, you want to know if you're really doing something, just see how a wife treat her husband. That's really, if you want to know how much, man, Farrakhan said this before, man, it has stuck with me. You want to see how much of a man you really are, see how your wife how a wife treat that man. If she has major issues with it, and you can see there's glaring issues, it's something he ain't doing. Now, if he putting in the work and she doing what she supposed to be doing as a woman, and you can see like she making sure her household is straight, then he doing something. He may not be perfect, but for the most part, he doing what he supposed to be doing. And that's how you have to gauge yourself when it man, sex is, like I said, it's spiritual, man. This junk ain't just hunching and sweating.
Jump real.
That's why we gotta prime our women. That's why what she may put on something and turn us on visually. You know what I'm saying? But we may do something, an action, that'll turn her on. It's different, man. And that's where spirituality come in, man.
For them brothers out there that ain't married, you know, or you in a little relationship, you know, you thinking about getting married, boy, these are things that you gonna have to know. I can assure you. I don't care how it is, that it might be all good, how people been talking on social media, oh, I needed this night, that morning, all, man, that stuff die after a while. You know,
Facts.
after you get, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, and, y'all got real life together. Y'all like really, y'all got things going on, and everything ain't fresh. And now you have to work to rekindle the fire that might have died out. Because everybody experienced this stuff. There's so many, so much research out there, so many things that you can go look up. Man, it's a real thing. It ain't just, somebody that said it the other day. No, that's something that if you talk with most people that's been married, like I was doing some research and I found out that I think the 9th and 10th year is like some of the hardest years of marriage.
It is.
And when I looked up there, I'm like,
when I hit,
man,
our 9th and 10th year was, because especially when you get married young, you're starting to transition into where you gonna go. Like when you're young, and I'm gonna speak for my situation, and it's probably most black households. If you haven't established yourself already, those first 10 years is literally about getting established. And if you get to year 9 and 10 without being established,
bro,
now you got issues, because now it's like, all right, we've been at this thing for a minute. Where we at? You know what I'm saying? So
that's currently where we are right now, bro.
So my advice to the youngins, especially to my males, man, establish yourself. Don't jump, man. Don't jump in this girl box and you ain't ready to take care of her. Because now it's just the bottom line. Like, we gotta start preparing our our men, our sons, to be husbands, not playboys, not gigolos. I don't promote the player game, not no more. I mean, it's too critical. It's too critical. It's too much at stake for a male to go out there just popping kids and not taking care of them, putting all this bondage and extra baggage on a girl, and then leaving her to find somebody else, and now this man got to deal with some baggage you done put on this girl. And a traumatized woman it's hard to deal with because you got to peel back all them layers. And so, like when we was talking, even when we was discussing old girl, Lori Harvey, like not just Lori Harvey, but any woman who got bodies on her, like she is gonna be a problem for a husband, and it's just it's reality, man. It's not about being a chauvinist or being a male dominant. This is facts because she has let these men in her soul. Sex is soul ties. She leaves every time a woman lays down with a man. She leaves with part of him. Like, man, you could. If you done had some relationships and you done been through, you can tell. Like a woman always pick up habits from a man. Always. I'll use my wife as an example. I remember when I was younger, man, growing up, some of my dogs back home remember, our word we used to use was Luther. Like if something was good, we'd be like, man, that's Luther. You know what I'm saying? My wife ain't from my hood. She not from where I'm from. But I used to use that word. And one day, I forgot what we was doing. She was like, oh, that's Luther. I said, what you say? Like, how do you do that? Those kind of things. My wife, habits, man. Like, she ain't used to have snacks.
Yeah.
Now she gotta have snacks.
Yeah.
Cause I like snacks. You know what I'm saying? Like we impart, we actually give to these women whether we know it or not.
That's real.
And so we have to start. We got, man, straight up, man. We just got to be real about it. Stop playing games. It ain't a game no more, man. It ain't a game no more. There's too much at stake.
So all in all, it definitely was the post on Facebook was definitely funny, with the guy. I have a hard time believing that he was serious about the one time a month. But, for some people that thing can be realistic. It's a realistic thing. There's seasons in marriage where you might go through the one time a month for 2 months, and just because that happens, that don't mean that, you can't get things back. You go through the seasons of marriage, and a lot of people go through those seasons and they don't make it. They don't make it out of that. So that's why the divorce rate is the way it is, and that's just one piece of it, the sexual part, and all types of reasons people get divorced. But all in all, people are giving up on each other, and they're not willing to do the work and say, like look deep down within themselves and say, what can I do to fix myself? And I think that's just where we got to always be. That's something that I stay on myself about. I'm always doing self-evaluations, and that's why I came up with this the other night. I'm like, bro, I'm tripping, bro. Like, I got to do better. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with my wife.
That's all
it's
about
everything to do with me, man.
And see, and one of the things we have to do too, men and women, in marriage, your vows, like your word gotta mean something. So when you make those vows, like really realize that it's a reason you stand in front of a minister or a preacher. Even at the courthouse, you do it before God, before the Most High. So you're not making that vow to that woman. You're making that vow to the Most High. And if we go back to what it really is, that vow ain't even not just to the Most High. You're making this vow to this woman's father. Because you are now the person that has to take care of her. And so we got to start really looking at women for what they are. I know a lot of women ain't on that being the weaker vessel, but the truth is the truth. Listen, don't let the woman king fool you.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't no chauvinist or nothing like that, but be honest with yourself, man. It ain't many women out here that can truly protect themselves and their family better than the man. Don't get me wrong, there's cases like that. And in those cases, that man just needs to step up and do a little more work to be, in that fashion. But we have to, the bottom line, the woman is the weaker vessel. And as the man, we have to do that. We have to do that part. And I don't even want to say weaker vessel. Let me change that. The woman's job is different. Because a woman brings in life. And I let me take that back. I don't want to say the weaker vessel in all aspects. But she needs to be protected because she's the most precious vessel. Let me put it like that. A man can take a lot more bumps and bruises than a woman. A woman is more precious. I ain't gonna say weaker. She's more valuable because she is what brings the life into the world. And so we have to treat that as such, man. She's a treasure. That's why the book says the man that finds a wife finds a good thing, because you have found a treasure. You found a precious vessel that can hold the tree of life.
I always say this over the years. I've said that it's not the fact that women can't take on the responsibilities of men, because we saw many examples of women, even in the Bible. You look at Deborah, but that was never what she was designed to do.
Facts.
Women will do what they have to do in times when they have to do it.
Facts.
They're gonna try to make a way, but like it was never designed for them to have to take on all the responsibility that a man takes on. That's just not how God designed it. He ain't never designed it for them to have to take on it. It's designed for us to take on that type of stuff. Not saying that women can't, it's saying that women shouldn't. It's not a debate on if they can or if they can't. And I think that's what most people get into the debate about. But we can do it. It's like, ain't nobody, I ain't saying you can't. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't have to.
Facts.
You should not have to do that.
Facts.
We should be in a position to where we're, protecting and we're providing and we're making that way, and they should be in a position to where they're nurturing and they're doing what they do. Like, in order for the family to function the way that it was designed to function. And, shout out to all the women out there that do,
hold it down, baby.
Hold it down. Appreciate you, And shout out to all my brothers out there that's handling their business, and everybody else in between that's trying to get there, like we gotta be here for one another, we gotta have talks like this, because I know I ain't the only person going through what I'm going through.
Facts.
I ain't the only man that's, got marital issues like what I have. I ain't,
Facts.
you know, we all in this thing together, so when we can talk about this thing amongst each other and, you know, be honest and say what's on our mind, you know, like the talk I had the other night with my wife was much needed. You know, and I've held that conversation off with her for a minute, you know, and it just so happened that post right there sparked, and I was like, man, you know what, this is the time for me to have this convo, because I've been wanting to have it for a long time, just don't be really know how to go into it. And that was the perfect opportunity for me to have the conversation I had with her. And it was real, and I was able to be honest and be vulnerable with my wife. You know, and she ain't have too much to say. And I wasn't looking for her to have too much to say. I just needed to get that thing off of me, because I know the answers. I know what I need to do. I just needed a safe place to be able to say, this is what I got going on.
And that's where we need to be at. You know, we was having a discussion the other day, and somebody said that these kind of topics are not helpful, or it's surface. But how can you go deeper if you don't crack the surface? Like most guys don't even know how to talk. They don't know how to communicate. How can I lead an army if I can't even communicate to my soldiers?
That's real.
How can I be a soldier if I can't even communicate what I need to be a soldier?
It's real.
So like we have to. These things is the beginning of a progress. Like when a man can start communicating more and being open more, the wife can be open with him, and now you can move somewhere. Because if the train got a blockage, it ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be stuck at the same place, man. I know in my marriage we have certain things that have reoccurred. We come back to the same place. And this same place is always about communication.
Every time, bro.
So
every time.
We gotta just learn to communicate, man. And communicate how much you want that thing.
Yeah. And whatever you got to do to get it, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do to keep that spark flying, because that's the thing, you know, like I do see people who might be able to do, you know, every night, you know, when you first get it, you know, but when that fire dies out, what are you gonna do? And that's what happened. When that fire died out, people get divorced. You know, you see people get divorced 2 and 3 years. You know, they're done. It's like once that fire ran out, they didn't know how they were going to rekindle. So you got to always keep in the back of your mind that at some point the fire is gonna start to slowly burn out, and you gotta have the tools on to know how to get that fire back going. If you don't know how to do that, man, you dead. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you.
You naked and afraid.
Man, listen, you might make 8 years, you might make 9 years. Y'all ain't gonna make it to death do us part, because it's just too. It's a difficult thing, you know. Marriage is not for the weak of heart.
Not at all.
It's not. You know, you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to study your person. You're gonna have to put yourself on the back burner at times. You're gonna have to do all that type of stuff. You're gonna have to compromise all type of things, man. So, our encouragement to everyone out there is keep that fire burning.
Facts.
Keep it burning. Whatever you got to do, talk with your partner. If that fire has burned out, if you feel like it, they might not feel like it, but you feel like it. Communicate that and just say, hey, you know, I've been noticing, you know, difference.
A disconnect. And
that's how I brought it up the other night. I felt like for the last week, you know, I just asked my wife, like, you been feeling a little different lately? And she was like, no, I've been noticing you've been a little different. And I'm like, you know, you're right. And we talked about it, and I'm like, I just had to bring that up because I want to get it off me. I want to see what's up. I want to get this thing, turn it back. And in times past, I let that thing linger on for a month, 2 months, bro. you know. And now I'm learning when I see it to just say, man, but you know what's up?
Right.
We straight, like you ain't feeling this or whatever. Just put it out there, you know, cause I need to know, because like I'm past the point to where I'm just, you know, we just kind of going along with the flow, and I ain't saying that, you ain't saying that. Man, that stuff get old, man. You know, like I want to have a healthy marriage, you know, and that's what it takes. Communication. Communicate with your partner in order to keep that fire burning. And I can assure you that you won't be having sex one time a month. I can assure you it won't be one time a month. You might step it up to one time a week. And then, you know, for a short period of time, you might get to 2 times a week, 3 times a week, you know. It might not last, but, you know, take what you can get. Take what she gonna give you, man. Beggars can't be choosers. You know, so that's my encouragement for all my brothers out there, you know, that's really going through this thing, man. We in this fight together. Had a couple brothers reach out to me in the inbox. My inbox always open, man. If you don't want to talk openly like that, you know, I always tell brothers, hey, I got the podcast, you know, because I don't mind talking publicly, but I also don't mind talking privately. Everything ain't for the camera.
That's fair.
You know, so if you got issues, you got things going on, hit the inbox, man, and we'll keep it off camera. We're gonna keep it off record.
Both of us. You can hit the Men Can We Talk inbox. You can hit my personal inbox, his personal inbox. You can hit the Dad Can We Talk inbox. All of them open, man.
Email, everything.
Everything is open, and we willing to discuss, chop it up, whatever you need, man. That's the purpose of this podcast, and so that men can have these kind of conversations, and they not just be for specific men, just any man, whatever you're going through, because men are carrying a lot of weight right now, and it seems as if the platforms for women are abundant. Women it's easy for a woman to communicate, but men are starting to learn to communicate more, and we need each other to talk to, because it's hard to talk to the problem.
Yeah.
So like if what I'm saying is, most of the time our issues may be with our wife or with our woman. So we can't go to them and be like, hey, I'm tired of you hurting me, or, you know, trying to get them to fix our hurt because they're the one that's hurting us, or they're the one that's causing the pain. That you ain't gonna go to the gun that's shooting you. You gotta talk to something different, man. So men have to. A lot of times, pride make us think we the only one going through something.
Straight up.
Pride make us think we the only one that's living this kind of life or having these kind of issues. When the book say, man, don't fret, because brothers all over the world are going through the same thing you're going through. And this is true to life. We just discussed this right now. You know, so we willing to communicate, willing to, you know, chop it up, man, and get this, you know, just really heal, man. It's time for men to heal and walk in their trueness and they full kingship and they full glory. Because if we don't, man, especially us as a black melanated people, we gonna soon to cease more than we realize.
That's real. That's real. So man, hey, listen, y'all, we gonna end it right there, man.
Facts.
You know, this was I think this was a much needed topic that we needed to hit on. It was right on time. Obviously, there's a lot of people dealing with it. I got about 100 comments on the post on Facebook, so obviously it was a big topic, and it was men and women alike. white women on the black women. Some white guys got on there. Some black. Everybody dealing with it, obviously. So we needed to go ahead and hit on this topic, man. You know, kind of shed some light on, you know, our perspective, just from us. You know, you might not feel that way. That's fine too. But yeah, man, we're gonna end it right there. Like I said at the beginning, y'all go to the YouTube page, find us at Men Can We Talk Podcast.
Hit that subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button, please, man. That helps us out so much. And you know, hopefully in the next few months, I can start working on a website for it, where we'll be able to have everything posted on there also. But until then, go and find us on YouTube and subscribe there, and find us on Instagram and Facebook.
And we on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify.
Get it in, hit the likes, hit the subscribe, support your boys, man. We trying to do a work.
Yes, sir.
And we can't do the work without no help.
Straight up.
Alright.
So, man, we up out of here. It's episode 10 of Men Can We Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Ray.
And I'm your big dog, Azrael McAbee. We out.
Peace.
Snipes. Low exercise. He back. It's wartime. Pain on my face, it's time to gear up. I hear they talking fly about my king, it's time to live up. They done woke up a lion, ain't no stopping when I'm stepping. It's too late now, it's rapping in my jeans, no need for guessing, you flexing. While we repping that Elohim to the fullest, loaded clip. Man, we shoot from the hip, I dare you to pull it. These bullets is encrypted with scripture, call it the truth. That'll kill a lie in a second, but it's meant to say to you. You see the murder they committing in the booth. These musical crime lords with no verifiable proof, they sterilizing the youth. You throw your life away, give all of your time away if they verify you with blue checks. You don't see it? Okay, I ain't mad at that. Pillars eyelids, that's something we do. Clear up that cataracts, snap a cap. What I'm telling you is the facts, this ain't no battle rap. Your opponent's out of your habitat. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna give it to you straight 180 degrees. Cooking these rappers, prepare my plate, I need a full course. I ain't for the hype, I'm going full force. They trying to separate, well then, it's time to pull a torch. I'm mad now. Think I'm stupid, sound like my dad now. They stuffed the beef to a sight of demise. That's a cash cow, it's bad how. We know we shouldn't eat it, but it's delicious. Then they flip it, and they tell you sick, they fed you that mad cow. Turn back to your maker the only way, cause they masked up, we wrestle with spirits, McFoley face. But it's time to shed that flesh like dead skin. Exfoliate, cleave to the ruach. Get away from them people that's trying to promote the hate, it's common sense. Honor him, what kind of mind you in? Protect your energy, La Mashiach to be your conduit. You a condiment, he the main dish, just mind your place, that's what I condiment. Obey and watch him, you a condiment. He the main dish, just mind your place, that's what I condiment.
You gotta let it
Obey
breathe.
and watch him, you a condiment. He the main dish, just mind your place, that's what I condiment. Obey and watch him. Look, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? I gotta address the people like I'm running for Senate. Listen, I'm overexhausted with brother sipping. Castrate your manhood for the box, looking like Pharaoh's henchmen. Smear the women? Nah, I can't, cause they